Tonight I had Tyler Jordan beat. I was going to prove exactly what I claimed before the match, that he wasn't in my league. And just when I was about to waffle his head in with a chair, my brother, my dude, M-Dog 20 Matt Cross, comes out and makes the save and costs me the match. What happened, Matt? You grown soft in your old age? Do you remember how the veterans used to treat us? When they used to waffle our heads in? When they used to beat the living hell out of us? Did you forget? I'm broken down. I'm a broken down piece of meat, Matt. And this is all I have left, and you're gonna steal my glory from me? So here it is, May 24th. It's it. I'm done. I've never used the word retire in my life. May 24th is my last match. Cleveland, Ohio at Temple Live. One more time. Matt Cross, Josh Prohibition. This is the swan song, and I'm going out with a bang.
Hello fans, and welcome back to another edition of AIW's Intense TV. Matt Wadsworth being joined by Pedro DeLuca. And Pedro, tonight we're going to take a look back at the most recent event in AIW history, When the Smoke Clears, from April 20th at the Tadmor Shrine in Akron, Ohio. And fans, if you couldn't join us live, whether it be on person or by the stream, make sure to hit up the exclusive streaming home for Absolute Intense Wrestling, Triller TV Plus. Go back, watch the show before you watch us. But for those of you that are familiar with the show, you saw another impressive performance from the affiliate, the Bill Alfonso Hardcore Tournament champion Chuck Stone, as he took down not just one, but three strong opponents in that opening four-way contest. And speaking of guys who can take down multiple opponents in a night if need be, it was only one this night, but it wasn't a small one, as Joshua Bishop took on Jason Bane in a battle of titans in Cleveland wrestling history. And as we've seen so many times in the past, Bishop got the victory.
In further singles action, the Price City OG Alec Price picked up the win over a young Dex Royal. Now this bout proved that both of these men are here to stay in AIW. And speaking of here to stay, has there been anyone as successful as Cassius King lately? Now our tag team champions of Money Shot and the Intense champion Eric Taylor have been almost unbeatable under the umbrella of the Duke. Here it is, another show and another win. And speaking of champions, you can't talk about champions unless you speak about the problem, Isaiah Broner, as he was successful in his 7th defense of the AIW Absolute Championship.
3 up, 3 down. Chuck Stone, the affiliate, the fucker, continues to do what I said I was gonna do. I put the Maserati away, and now I'm putting every other singles competitor in AIW away. Which means I'm climbing to the top. I don't need anything more. I know what I am, where I come from, and how fucking good I am. But I am not finished. I'm gonna win the Cybernetico. Mark my words, I'm going to win the Cybernetico. And then Isaiah Broner, your problem is back.
Shit was crazy, bro. Fuck, bro, you fucking knocked me on that kick, though. You know what I'm saying? You got my ass good on them shit, no cap.
Say that to my neck, man.
Yeah, I know, but that ain't my fault, dog. You know what I'm saying? Listen, dog, all jokes aside, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate you for tonight. There was no disrespect in there. It was all respect, all love. Hope we do that shit down the line, you know what I'm saying? And let's make more bangers together.
Respect.
Fuck you.
Sam Holloway, man. Yeah, you're gonna play stuff. Hell of a competitor. You definitely got next, but like I told your big ass,
It's first flight ever.
I got right now.
Flight ever. It's
I don't give a fuck who next, who step up, who sign Cybernetico, or whatever the name of the next show is. I'm gonna smoke your ass too.
Magnum CK was finally able to get the final scene he had been waiting for in his battles with the production. Dog collar match against Derek Dillinger, and it was Magnum CK getting that definitive ending.
And now with the production in his past, the question becomes, what is next for the future of Magnum CK?
I just went through absolute brutality, and it's not even the first thing on my mind. My beautiful wife, my daughters, my 4 dogs, my 3 cats are all sitting in my big house right now, watching the man they love covered in someone else's blood, and it's not even the first thing on my mind. The first thing on my mind is I was supposed to be the absolute champion. 2018 was my shot, and God took it away from me. So tonight, I defy God. Brother, May 2nd, I'm taking what's mine. You are a bitch.
And when the smoke clears, we saw one rivalry come to an end, but perhaps an old one rekindled. Tyler Jordan, the young, impressive rookie, finally put that nail in the coffin of his battles with Josh Prohibition, defeating him in a 2 out of 3 falls matchup. But in the closing moments of that definitive third fall, Prohibition almost took things too far.
But luckily for Tyler Jordan, an old friend and a former teammate of Josh Prohibition, M-Dog Matt Cross, was there to stop Josh from doing something he may later on regret. However, in doing so, Matt Cross may find himself right in the crosshairs of Josh Prohibition's fury.
The smoke has cleared on 420, and Tyler Jordan has finally put down Josh Prohibition. And tonight in Akron, Ohio, one legend died, but another was born, and his name is Tyler Jordan. And now, after 6 months, I have left zero doubt, no excuses, no controversies. I am truly better than Josh Prohibition, as I proved tonight. And now it's on to bigger and better things. And just like I showed Josh that I am the future of not just AIW, but the entire professional wrestling business. What's that event coming up? Gauntlet for the Gold, May 24th, Temple Live Arena? I think Tyler Jordan's going to enter that match. And I think Tyler Jordan is going to show 29 other guys what I showed Josh Prohibition, and that's I'm simply untouchable.
The last time we saw Josh Prohibition and M-Dog Matt Cross in a ring together was as a team in a cage against the Philly Marino Experience in a match that some considered a match of the year at AIW Dam.
Now let's take a look back at April 22nd, 2023, as Youthanasia takes on PME inside of a solid steel cage.
PME headed to the back.
Well, see, I know Steve Guy said something about rules. I don't think count out was where you could win or lose. Oh, God. Oh, God. Josh threw them both out here. Josh looks very sinister today.
Listen, I've known
Very
Josh
sinister.
Prohibition for coming up on 25 years now. that glint in his eye as he was pulling those chairs out from the ring is one I have not seen since probably the early 2000s.
Yes, I can think of maybe 2 or 3 times that I have seen that look in all of my time coming to AIW, and it never spells well for his opponents.
And right now, we haven't even made it into the cage. We haven't even officially started this matchup. Of course, I mentioned it before we went to that video package during intermission. It's a matchup that is a year exactly in the making. So it was 1 year ago today at the Odeon. Eyes of the Beast. Josh Bishop was there that night. Josh Prohibition would challenge Matt Cardona, and his daughter Sophia would interject herself as she was there that night.
I hope she's not here tonight.
And after she got involved, Philly Collins locked her in a bear hug.
I think Philly Collins was just trying to be nice. Now, me and Philly Collins have been having some issues as of late, but I think he was just trying to be nice and get Sophia back to her family.
He wasn't moving from where he picked her up.
I don't know.
He picked her up and held her right there in
and
that
then
bear
Josh
hug.
attacked him from behind. Again, me and Philly have not been on the best of terms as of late, but
Prohibition pulling it shut so Pedro can lock it shut. And this is exactly the moment Josh has wanted. PME 3-1 all-time versus Youthanasia, but when it counted the most, a month ago at 2-1-6, they had the chance to end this before we could get to the cage. And look, Philly's trying to climb his way out, but that's not going to end the match.
Escape doesn't end the match. Let's reiterate the rules here.
There is pinfall, submission, or referee stoppage.
There is no escape win. You can leave the cage, but you got to go back in the cage.
And not only that, let's not forget that when PME thought they had it, it was after interference from Matt Cardona. It was after Papa Pepperoni. Philly Collins' brother came out masquerading as a referee.
Poor Charles Van is still feeling the effects of that vicious throw into the ring post.
There is no Matt Cardona in this matchup tonight. There is no Papa Pepperoni. They are in a cage. The only way to get out is to beat your opponents.
That's true, but there's also no Rip City shooters to get involved and help Youthanasia get the win like they did at 2-1-6.
Rip City shooters evened the odds is what they did.
Look, tomato is still getting involved.
Drop toe hold. Philly Collins goes into the chair. And Prohibition brought in. Listen, this isn't, we talked about the glint in the eye, and you saw it again there with the smile. This isn't the Josh Prohibition that you see when you come to the AIW Academy.
No.
That is going to teach you some drop toe holds, going to teach you some chain wrestling. This is Josh Prohibition that I met in 1999, fresh out of the backyards, who is going to beat the hell out of you.
Philly Collins already busted open from the chair. Whew. Josh Prohibition, Matt Cross have this well underhand right now.
He has opened Philly Collins up. Marino Tenaglia is down on the mat after just getting lawn darted by both members of Youthanasia into that cage.
Philly Collins just leaking from that chair shot. He might have hit a metal piece of aluminum.
He's about to hit metal again. Slingshot into the side of the cage.
It moved,
he
but
is
not much.
pouring blood down onto the mat.
Leaking. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Philly Collins, it's quickly. We said this could end by referee stoppage. This thing may get stopped. Josh is just gouging.
Oh, right into the
cuts.
wound. Like I said, it looks like he might have gotten stabbed by part of the chair. The amount he's bleeding.
Said this could end by referee stoppage. Tom Dunn may have to step in.
I don't think Josh will let him. I think Josh will make him think twice.
That blood is pouring down into the eyes of Philly Collins. Meanwhile, Marino Tenaglia down on the far side still hasn't gotten up after he was lawn darted into that cage. Look at that. Look at the blood, just the gash in the forehead of Philly Collins.
Josh Prohibition covered in Philly Collins' blood.
Handspring, back elbow from Matt Cross. On to Marino. Philly just getting dragged to his feet. And this is what Josh Prohibition wanted for the last year. Oh, handspring back elbow, nobody home that time. Philly's able to see just enough to get out of the way, sends Cross back first into the cage, sends Josh into the cage. And now Philly,
caught the bar of that cage.
Philly's up and look at Marino. Marino has got a whole lot of concern for his tag team partner right now.
I think Marino and Matt in this case are just here to have a wrestling match. I think it's really personal between Philly and Josh, and that seems to be the thing that people really seem to be missing here. Like, Matt's job is to kind of keep Marino off to the side, make sure he doesn't get involved. Marino, I think, is just here to have a good time. I think that it just dawned on Marino that this is a real thing with the amount that Philly is just bleeding right now.
I think Prohibition, when he went into that cage, I think he might be busted open now.
Yeah, it looked like he caught one of those steel bars. I did not realize how hard those steel bars are until earlier today when I first saw this cage.
This is, by all means, this is not a steel cage in name only. That is pure steel. All of those bars, all of the framework, the door, all of it. And you're just getting bounced off that steel when you get sent into those sides.
This is not a chain link fence. This is a steel bar. I really cannot get over how sturdy these bars are.
Prohibition pulled to his feet, right hand for Marino. And listen, I mentioned the blood loss into the eyes, but at some point soon, you have to be concerned if you're Philly of the blood loss just being too much. At this rate, he may lose so much blood. What does Philly have in mind? He's pointing up to the top of the cage. Look at his shirt. Look at his pants.
Collins just
covered in blood. He's scaling the cage, but Prohibition's right behind him.
Oh, boy.
Prohibition jockeying for position with him on the top rope. Pair of elbows to the back of the head. Prohibition sent into the top of that frame.
Where's Philly going? Is Philly going to the top? What's Philly doing?
And Philly's got to clear his eyes now. Listen, at some point, he's going to...
inside out, senton.
That imploding senton springboard. And now Philly's setting up. Moonsault from Philly Collins.
You don't see that on Philly very often. With all that blood in his eyes.
Philly makes the cover, hooks the leg. Cross with a double stomp to break it up. Marino, boot to the midsection on Cross. He's getting Philly. Listen, Philly
Collins.
Philly may end up, at this point, it becomes as much a concern that he may pass out from blood loss.
I don't know. Philly
if
Collins.
He doesn't end this pretty quickly.
Philly Collins loves this business. There's no way he is falling. He is passing out from blood loss.
Prohibition catching PME as they try to isolate Matt Cross. And Cross up and over the top as Prohibition was sent back into that turnbuckle. But now that double stomp DDT out of PME.
Oh, PME, their youth has to be coming into effect here.
2 count. Prohibition breaking it up. Looks to send Philly into the cage, but Philly reverses it. Sunset Dreams on Prohibition.
That's it. Cover him.
And Prohibition's mission for revenge may end right now. 2. No!
Who kicks out of a double cover Sunset Dreams?
Prohibition gets the left shoulder up as Tom Dunn's hand came down to end the revenge mission of Josh Prohibition. Now PME, and wait a second.
Referee, look.
Papa Pepperoni coming out here pulling the pin.
I know I give the referees here a lot of flack. But if we're calling Papa Pepperoni a referee, that's just a disrespect to AIW referees.
He's not. That's the point. He is not employed by Absolute Intense Wrestling.
I saw him count 3 at the last show.
Yeah, and you notice it didn't count. The match got started because he was not a certified official.
Not again. Not again. Oh, what's going on?
Got a chain around his neck as Tom Dunn went to chokeslam.
He's in the chain gang. This is basic thugonomics.
Oh, no. I know exactly what he had in mind. He's got that chain out there throwing Cross out of the
Cross
cage.
out of the cage.
Marino's following him. Now Marino under the ring.
Marino got kendo sticks.
It's Philly Collins targeting the leg. And he's got a padlock on that chain.
That's Papa Pepperoni, known locksmith.
Papa Pepperoni brought out his own chain and a padlock. You saw it was basically a pin that Pedro had dropped in there, and he just launched the key.
Key's right there. I can't grab it on commentary. This isn't good.
Cross trying to get that door back open. You see him jostling. Fighting with that door. Meanwhile, at this point, PME and Papa Pepperoni, let's be honest, it's not even 2-on-1 at this point. It's 3-on-1 in there.
Papa Pepperoni really something? Oof.
And again,
Loaded. Oh, he's got handcuffs.
he loaded up. We saw them do this before with the zip ties in that Akron street fight. They zip tied Josh so he couldn't get involved, couldn't protect himself from those kendo stick shots.
The crowd getting M-Dog. Trying to get M-Dog to climb the cage.
M-Dog's going to give it a shot. He's headed up the side of it as they're attempting to handcuff Prohibition.
M-Dog going to the top. What is M-Dog thinking here?
Cross is headed all the way up top, climbing the cage. Prohibition trying to fight PME off. Matt Cross is on top of the cage. Cross standing up.
What is he doing?
Atop the Tadmore Shrine.
Oh, big
Crossbody
splash.
from the top of the cage wipes out PME.
That's what I'm talking about. Wadsworth coming off the top of the cage. Somewhere there is a Mick Foley-esque child. One of these crazy children just saw that. Like Morocco and Snuka.
And now, Papa Pepperoni. Prohibition. Low blow on Papa Pepperoni.
Papa Pepperoni wearing some real tight pants.
Chair shot across the back. And again, Tom Dunn getting another shot. And again, Tom Dunn with a choke slam.
Like a sack of potatoes. Tom Dunn bleeding.
Well, Tom Dunn got
Tossed
sent into that cage.
I'm telling you, this cage is dangerous. I don't know if we should do this ever again.
Rose. And Philly is up, taking out both Prohibition and Matt Cross. Marino's got that chair. He's swinging and he misses. Oh!
Didn't miss that time.
Cross went for the pump kick in retaliation. Just had it thrown into his body.
I'm just glad that it seems like the chair that belongs to the venue has not been used. You know me and those chairs.
Philly setting up the chairs now.
Never mind.
Philly
Wonder what they got in
Marino
mind here.
setting up.
He's calling a popper.
He's calling for a drunken
driver.
He's calling for Marino to hit a drunken driver on Prohibition through those chairs.
Josh Prohibition did this to M-Dog 20, Matt Cross.
Matt Cross hits the pump kick. Dropped Philly, comes up with that kendo stick.
Oh, switching it around.
Now it's Prohibition drunken driver on the chairs.
Marino might have a broken neck.
Philly's checking on him. But Marino
maybe should be grabbing him by his head.
Marino is convulsing on the mat. And he is out. We thought Marino was concerned for Philly earlier.
I think Philly's concerned for himself right now. I think he just realized he's a lone man in this cage.
And winding up, Death Valley driver by Prohibition on Philly. Prohibition calling for the cuffs.
Well, that doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Prohibition calling for those cuffs that PME introduced to the match. He's got Philly handcuffed now.
Philly. Oh, no. Josh Prohibition got some bad intentions. Going back to the baseball days.
He's got that kendo stick. And now just yelling at Philly. Now calling for an apology out of Philly Collins.
He just wanted an apology. This could have saved a lot of time here. Oh.
And Philly saying he apologizes for nothing. And now, wait a second. Josh just called for him to bang Philly Collins, and he cracked him alongside the skull. Drunken driver on Philly. Cover, 1, 2, 3. And 1 year to the day after Philly Collins left Sophia Prohibition with bruised ribs from a bear hug, her father, Josh Prohibition, finally got his revenge. And Youthanasia wins the cage match and takes out PME.
Josh Prohibition, M-Dog 20, testing this new cage out. Getting the crowd hype, crowd on their feet. Love what they just saw. Philly Collins might be dead. Marino Tenaglia has not moved since that drunken driver. Papa Pepperoni, that chokeslam might have sent him to hell. Tom Dunn, bleeding, can't find his way out of the cage apparently.
Experience the most intense wrestling in the United States. Featuring the intense icon, Josh Bishop, the Bone Collector, Dominic Guarini, the director, Derek Dillinger, and more of the top names on the scene today. You won't find harder-hitting professional wrestling anywhere else. For more information and upcoming shows, visit AIWrestling.com. Follow AIW on social media at AI Wrestling.
There you have it, fans. Another episode of Intense TV. Now, fans, if you haven't gotten your fill of AIW, there's so many ways you can stay connected with us, whether it be on X, whether it be on TikTok, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram. Just search out AI Wrestling or Absolute Intense Wrestling. You will find all of our social medias. If you would like to go even further than that, you can be a part of our Discord or be a patron on our Patreon at patreon.com/AI Wrestling. Fans there, you can get in touch with some of the power brokers here in AIW and some of your favorite superstars if you're on that Discord as part of the Patreon. And fans, as always, AIWrestling.com, your home of past show results. So much information, and also something else that you can get at AIWrestling.com.
If you are looking to join the crowds that are there live for Absolute Intense Wrestling, you have a couple opportunities upcoming. Thursday, May 2nd at the Mercury Music Lounge in Lakewood, Ohio. Cibernetico de Mayo Trace. As well, later that same month, just a couple short weeks after, Friday, May 24th, it'll be the Gauntlet for the Gold, one of the biggest events every year in AIW. And this one, we have got perhaps our biggest meet and greet guest of all time. WWE Hall of Famer, Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle will be in the building. Folks, the only way you can get those pictures and autographs and have that chance to meet Angle is to be there with us live. So get those tickets while you can. For Pedro DeLuca, I'm Matt Wadsworth. Thank you for joining us yet again on Intense TV.